This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa. Internet world, West Alabama, how we doing today on a Wednesday? Happy hump day. It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. You guys are hanging out with us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, on the Bama Central Facebook page, on my own social media machines at Joe Gaither6. You can also find the show, of course, on your favorite podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon. We look forward and we appreciate everybody who has subscribed, rated, and reviewed the program. You can always find the show on all those platforms, and also you can leave us a voicemail if you want to be a part of the show by calling 205-462-7340 extension 800. Go ahead and leave us a comment, question, query, and complaint at Joe Gaither6 or right there in the comments section of the Bama Central Facebook page, YouTube channel, and the like. We are on a hump day, and it's my last day in Parts Unknown, so I appreciate everybody who has given us a little grace as we have not been in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios. We do appreciate Derek Daniel for sponsoring the program. Call him for all of your insurance needs at 205-758-3391. But we're going to hang out with our friend Zach Guffey, who's also sponsoring the program in a big way with Strength Roofing and Siding. Oh, dude, I love it. I love the vibe. Yes. If you are seeing us on the YouTube channel, you can see Zach's got the glasses just like me. Call him at Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050. When severe weather strikes, your roof is your first line of defense. Call Strength Roofing and Siding and make sure you're ready for the next storm, or if you've had damage from the last storm, call them today at 205-858-9050. He's going to come out and check out your roof and make sure you are ready for whatever life throws your way. Good morning, Zach. How we doing today?
Matching the vibes. Good morning, Joe. How are we?
Absolutely. I'm doing great. It's been awesome out here in Montana for the last couple of days, and I cannot wait to get back to Alabama because it's a huge week. Third Saturday in October is coming up. Before we get into it, though, Zach, tell us what you've been up to this week. You've been all over the state of Alabama, Mississippi, helping out everybody with their roofs and sidings?
Yeah, man, just out there seeing the people, whoever needs inspections, things looked at, trying to help out current customers, future customers, looking to see who I can assist and solve a problem for. Really, just kind of pesky things that comes with life and home ownership. But spent some time in Mississippi yesterday, visiting the home office and the fellas, and having a good team meeting and connect with them. And now ready to tackle the rest of the week and see who we can assist.
Absolutely. So call him today because I know you need him to check out your roof at 205-858-9050. That's Strength Roofing and Siding. Zach, what'd you think last week? Alabama got it done up there in Missouri. We'll start with that, then we'll get into this Tennessee game. What I want to do is to get your thoughts on the Missouri game. We'll banter about that for a little bit. We will talk about Tennessee memories. I know you're an Alabama boy, so I want to know where this rivalry ranks in the hierarchy of rivalry for you. I want to talk about kind of your favorite Tennessee memories. And then I want to predict Ty Simpson's stat line this week. I've got all the opposing quarterback stat lines written down, and I'll read them out to you. We'll talk about them. I want to predict Ty Simpson's stat line because I do think he's in for a huge week. And lastly, I want to talk about dealing with Tennessee's tempo. Can Alabama's defense deal with Tennessee's tempo? And what are we going to see from Alabama's defense as Tennessee tries to get after them in the run game, get after them in the pass game, just and use the tempo that Josh Heupel's offense uses to keep up with that Ty Simpson offense? That sound like a good plan today?
Sounds good to me.
Absolutely. So last week, Alabama getting it done, 27-24. One of your players to watch, Connor Talty, 50-50. Then your other player to watch, Caden Proctor, get a Wildcat snap. You had a pretty good little day pegging out who to keep your eyes on. What did you think about Alabama's game against Missouri?
I'll pat myself on the back for Lottie Brooks, too.
Absolutely. Yes. Making that huge catch on fourth down.
Very excited about Lottie Brooks. I think he's got great potential. I think he's going to be great for the team. I look forward to seeing his development. But as what I look for, my thoughts on the game, I'm going to start with picking a little nit here. I don't know if you covered this on Monday. I listened yesterday, but it is painful for me. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves when a team goes up 2 scores and their defense gets super conservative, plays cushion, basically let somebody just go down the field and make it a game that closer than it should be, instead of just playing your defense. Because if you're basically going to give away a score, why not play hard and try to keep them from it? You see what I'm saying? Like, and it's not just this past game. You see it across the board in NFL, other games. It's just when you get up 2 scores, another team gets the ball, and there's like 3 minutes left, and they have to get 2 scores, and you play super conservative, keep everything in front of you, but you give them 10-yard cushion, and they just dink and dunk, or they just kind of rip you up all the way down the field. They score very fast, and all of a sudden it's a 3-point game with what, a minute, 2 minutes to go, a minute and a half. Or do we give the ball back to them in a minute and a half? Sorry for my details, but
you're on the right track, though.
Yeah, it's infuriating because if you're going to do that and basically give away a score, then why not just play hard defense? And if you give away a score, well, heck, you were going to do that anyways.
That's interesting that you throw that at me because I don't think you're wrong. But on Saturday during the game, people were messaging me, why are we blitzing? Because Kane went out and blitzed a couple of times on that drive, just twice. He did it on 3rd down and then on 4th down. And on 4th down, it worked on 3rd down, but Pribula threw an incomplete pass. It was 3rd and 8, and then on 4th and 8, blitzed again, and he just threw a prayer up, and the man caught it on Damani Jackson, and they kept it going. He went back to the conservative kind of game plan, and boom, touchdown pass. They moved it all the way down the goal line, and then hit that touchdown pass, which was like a 4-yard touchdown pass, and cut it down. It's interesting to hear the dichotomy of two different fan bases, but I think I agree with you largely. I think I agree with you because you are playing a blitz style defense a lot of the times. You're calling a lot of pressures and you're mixing it up. I agree with you in most of the time, but Alabama's getting pressure with four rushers late in that game. So you ended up with the interceptions. Bray Hubbard and Dijon Lee ended up with interceptions late in the game for basically sitting back. Privily couldn't throw the ball at all.
Right.
Really. He couldn't read a defense at all. I wonder if we'll see what we'll see Cam Womack do this coming up week and really how he's going to take last week's last little bit of the game into the rest of the season. Will he continue? Will he blitz and make it one-on-ones across the board, or will he have zone defenses, kind of vision coverage going forward, especially against Tennessee, who can throw the Tennessee can throw the football.
Yeah, interesting to see the approach this week. And I agree. I mean, they did send pressure and got it done. I mean, at the end of the day, the game got won. But I think that's just an overarching issue I have late in the game. Like, you
don't need to play 10 yards. Like you play your regular defense,
right? You don't have to give such aggression. Yeah. So that's kind of my ongoing issue. But you see it across boards, across games, like in the NFL and things like that too. But second pick, nit to pick, and I don't mean to come out negative.
No, go ahead.
What the heck Bomani Jackson was doing?
Oh,
how did he have a Madden glitch to the sideline to give up that first touchdown? Where was he going?
I think he thought the ball was overthrown, and was trying to follow it to make a play. But he's played so soft. And I mean, we'll just say it. He got benched. He got benched, and I think he's going to stay benched unless Dijon Lee ends up messing up or getting hurt or something. If something happens, I think he might stay benched.
Here comes Mustard. I like the kid.
Yeah, almost getting the interception in the first half, game-sealing interception in the second half. You were talking about young players on Football Friday this past Friday. Caleb Edwards, Latia Brooks, and there was a third. It was a third. I wrote it down, but I don't have it off the top of my head. But Dijon Lee getting after it, and I think he's stolen Damani Jackson's starting spot this past week.
Well, last week on Friday, I said there's some things going on. I don't know what they're doing. I won't name names in the secondary. I'll name him this week. It's Bomani Jackson. He's been confusing at times, and I know the guy's rated amazing. What, number 2 DB in the country out of his recruiting class? I mean, we know he's got the skill set. I don't know what happened, but I digress. The rest of the way is positive. Bama this week. The only thing I'm looking forward to is how to handle the up tempo. Obviously, at times in years past, that's been a bugaboo for our defenses. We'll see how this unit handles it. I like the rotation. I like the guys playing. One thing I've liked about Womack and DeBoer in general, overarching, is his ability to play a lot of guys so that when it comes time for someone to step up in the 2 or 3 deep that needs to, they're not sitting there without experience. And if somebody's not cutting it, you've got people that have experience in games that aren't going to go out there and be mystified by the situation, right? So I'm hoping they have a good system in place just to slow them down, get off the field, not have them use that up tempo to get us in spots where, we have a failure. So looking forward to the game plan. Overall, it's just been this year has been even more exciting to see how we handle situations, how we make adjustments, how we get out there and handle each various, teams, identity, right? So each game has a life of itself just based on who the other team is. So looking forward to see what we have in store. And I don't remember the rest of your lead up question because I wanted to get my bones out about Bomani Jackson and soft defense.
Oh, no, I was just asking your thoughts on the Missouri game, and you gave it to us. Soft defense and Damani Jackson. And Damani was my issue with Damani was not necessarily that play where he ends up out of bounds, which it was the touchdown play. But earlier in the drive, 2 plays earlier in the drive, he's playing kind of a deep safety. I don't know what the rotation was, but I think it was formational. I think that Missouri kind of had all their receivers on the other side, and so he was playing a deeper safety. They run a quarterback read. Pribula keeps it, and he comes down the sidelines in front, and Damani's just jogging. Jogging. I'm not there, not getting downhill, not pressuring Pribula. And of course, as soon as they did meet, Pribula cuts back inside and luckily stepped out of bounds, but he could have gained another 7-8 yards. It was just the weakest tackle in the world, or tackle attempt in the world. And I wonder if I don't know. I don't want to say, somebody's afraid of contact, but he's playing like he's afraid of contact. He's playing like he doesn't want to support the run game. And with the issues that Alabama has had this year, and really year and a quarter, year and a half now, almost year and a half, with stopping mobile quarterbacks, stopping a consistent running attack, you couldn't have it. And this week, Tennessee has got another great, really, really strong running attack. You can't have players on defense that are afraid to hold their gap, that are afraid to play physical in the run game, because you don't get to play the pass. You don't get to play, I'm the best corner in the world, I can cover everybody, if you don't stop the run. Because if you don't stop the run, teams are just going to hand it off, and work you over that way. So I was happy to see Dijon, and what I was happy with really was Kane Womack and Mo Linguist making the decision right then and there. It was one drive, and basically the rest of it was Dijon Lee. Damani did play in sub packages when there's more defensive backs on the field, but I was happy that they went ahead and said, okay, you're coming off. We're not going to play a whole game of you not playing the run, especially against Ahmad Hardy and Bo Pribula, who I think running was his only way to get after the Alabama defense.
Agreed. And first and foremost, apologies to Damani. All year, I've been calling him Bomani. I don't know why.
Bomani Jones.
I think it's the banana game.
Right. You gotta earn your name back.
Yeah. No. And apologize. And obviously, we support you. Want you to do great. And let me ask you this. It just come to mind. When supporting the run, do you think it's an issue of people afraid to hit with 4s that they're going to be penalized for hitting the wrong way? Do you think they second guess themselves right before they come up like, oh crap, which way am I going in? I don't want to go in with 4s, because you look at his like high school highlights or dude was a headhunter. I mean, he wasn't afraid of. I don't think he's afraid of contact. I think he's afraid of contacting the wrong way and being penalized. Does that make sense?
1,000%. Because think back to, Missouri had their defender thrown out of the game for, it was a nasty hit on Derek Meadows, but the game happened so fast that if you do lead with LT James Smith gets thrown out of the Georgia game for targeting right there on his tackle in the box. Like, I definitely think that is a part of it.
Yeah.
I think that the game moves so quickly that it is a part of it to be worried about targeting and get kicked out of the game. Look, that's the worst rule to me in college football right now. I do understand protecting the players, and you should protect the players. But Zach, if you hit me and you target me because I lowered my head or moved this way or moved that way or whatever the case may be, you should be penalized, sure, but you shouldn't be kicked out of the game. Give me 10 extra yards and come check on my head and make sure I'm okay, but don't kick the other guys out of the game. It needs to be a like the personal foul penalties. You get one personal foul, the second personal foul, you're kicked out of the game. It needs to be a red card system, yellow card, red card system, like it is in soccer. Hey, bad penalty on you, yellow card, defender. Next one, you're out. Like, it needs to be a little bit more of a way to let the defenses play defense and say, okay, well, that was a bang, bang play. You missed up. You lowered your head too much or this, that, and the other. Because you got Missouri folks this week asking, well, what's that safety supposed to do on Derek Meadows? And I'm like, the answer you don't want to hear, guys, is you're supposed to let him catch the ball. You're supposed to let him come down and catch the ball. But, like, no fan base wants to accept that because that's not really defense anymore. So I do think that's a part of it.
Or use your hands, right? And it may become subjective, but like you said, 2-card system, or like based on the severity. Like there's a review process, but then it becomes subjective again to who's reviewing and things like that. So I understand it's convoluted and a little difficult to possibly institute that, but it is what it is. Ultimately, we want to see the kids stay on the field and be able to play, but by doing that, we're removing kids for doing it the wrong way. So I don't know. I don't know the correct answer, but it's the system we've got, right? So, and that may be causing the issue with some of the arm tackles and less aggression on trying to actually get the ball down and things like that. So I don't know. I don't know if the solution is, I don't know if that's even, ultimately the issue. That's just something that came to mind when we were discussing Domani, but, we support Domani, man. Look forward to you coming back and becoming the player we know you can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's just a matter of, raising your game by just a little bit. He's still a great cover. I think he still is a pretty good cover corner.
Yes.
And I know our man Mason was really, really excited about Domani all off season long. Zach, if you didn't hear, we suspended Mason for the week just because his negative commentary of Ty Simpson all summer. We felt like he needed a week in the penalty box.
Yeah, well, I was afraid, I was afraid that he might come on here and talk. Oh, well, he might be Ty Simpson. I thought he would, because the stat line, he didn't blow it up. But I still thought Ty Simpson played a great game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what I said, is he's not going to do anything to hurt us. He makes great decisions. Not afraid of a check down. Not automatically going to. He can run, but his first thought is not. My first read's not there. I'm running, which we've had in recent past. So, I thought he orchestrated the offense well. That throw, man, he put that ball on the spot to Lottie. Unbelievable. What a gutsy decision to go to that. I guess on the levels, he was the mid-level. When they showed the shot from behind him, I can't believe he threw the ball.
Yes.
He threw it in the first place. And where he put it, now Lottie Brooks did a great job, amazing catch, but he doesn't make that amazing catch without that ball being placed perfect. Unbelievable. And that was a huge spot in the game, of course. Now, it's thoughts on the game is we did what we were supposed to do. Their first drive emotion, I'm watching the game with my family and my mom first. They said, "What are we doing? Letting them score, immediately. They started fast. That's what they want to do. But every single game is like you go in the first quarter just wanting to be in control in some parts. You cannot plan for people playing with emotion. You got to weather the storm in the first quarter pretty much on both sides. And then you find out who you are and consistency on defending them, what they're going to do, making adjustments. And I thought we did a great job against the run. They still got theirs at times, but overall, I think Bama played a great game. Crazy that Vegas had us at 3 and 51, -3 and over under at 51, and both of them hit exactly for the people that play the ponies. But I bet that's infuriating for people too. And Bama's up 10 and we let them score.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but that's none of my concern, but I do find that stuff very interesting, how crazy spot on they were or they always are. But
right. Kane Womack got the call. Hey man, ease up a little bit. We got to get this to a certain number.
Yeah. Everybody's heavy Bama. Let's make it a push all the way around.
Oh my gosh. I think that is a mad science, and I wish that I could really get inside, just for my own curiosity, get inside the Vegas setting, how they formulaically figure out, it's going to be 3, it's going to be 7, 3.5, what the over, and they're often within a margin, pretty come right on it.
Right. And if not, then they put it to a point that makes it attractive to people to bet one side pretty heavy. And, that's what I say about a lot of companies, but especially Vegas. That's why their buildings are bigger than our buildings.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
You're good at it.
Zach, you may not have seen it because it was yesterday with our player availability, and just going off the Ty Simpson conversation. I think you're pretty spot on. That throw to Lacia Brooks was orgasmic, honestly, for me. I was watching it. I thought, what are you doing? Sitting there, fading, dropping it in. Somebody on my social media, it wasn't that impressive. And I thought, man, you just don't know football if you're thinking that. But yesterday in the Malmore Athletic Facility, obviously we're starting to spin our page forward to Tennessee. Caden Proctor says that Ty Simpson was, quote, ripping our ass in our offensive meetings because we haven't been good enough. I wonder if Ty Simpson has just got that it factor, that gene in his head that nothing's ever good. He came out after the game with his little post game press conference or deal. He's flipping through the stat sheets and he's looking, I wasn't good enough today. I wasn't good enough today. And obviously it was good enough to get the win, but his reaction is not, hey, we won. Yay, it's Tennessee week now. It was, flipping the stat sheet. I'm not good enough. This line's not good enough. That line's not good enough. And then obviously carrying it forward this week, Sunday, Monday meetings with the offensive players is ripping our ass from Caden Proctor's perspective. What do you think about having a quarterback that's just always spurring forward, never satisfied? Sounds very similar to an old coach that was around here.
Well, he was around him a long time. And one of his key mindsets, I don't know if he used the term, but I've heard it before, complacency is a killer. Yeah. And it's what you want in a leader. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be negative, but you always want to strive to be better. There's always an opportunity to be better in life, at home, at work, in anything you do. And I think y'all mentioned it. Was it yesterday on the show? He's a coach's kid, and it's obvious, and it's coming out everywhere. Mm-hmm. There's always opportunity to see where can I get better. Not pat myself on the back, but what can I do to get better, to put ourselves in a position to not have little mistakes and little issues. You always want to strive for greatness. I think I remember from elementary school, you used to have the boards where teachers would put paper on and cut out letters and the borders and stuff. I remember I've always kept this with me for some reason. It says, if you shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. So it's like, strive for greatness. If you don't reach it, you're still going to be pretty darn good. If you just keep moving forward, keep striving, and don't be complacent. But I love it. Get into them. We're in the middle of football season. We're in the middle of an SEC schedule that's going to be tough every single week, no matter who you play. Don't fall back on, yeah, we could have done some things better, but we've got the win. We're excited. We're going to celebrate. No, on to the next one. What do we got to do to be better? And I like it. I like the fact that he's becoming a strong leader. Obviously, there was a lot of unknowns about him.
Yeah.
Coming into the season. Is he going to be the guy? Are we going to go to Austin Mack or, hey, Keelan Russell seems exciting. Let's give this kid a shot and have celeries for him because we had a small sample size with Ty, but now, baby, roll Ty, roll, like let him cook. I mean, he's taking it on his taking the team on his back, making everybody else around him accountable. That's what you want. That's what you want out of a professional quarterback. That's what you expect. You think Tom Brady was excited about a small win when he didn't feel like he did great? No, he was letting his teammates know where they could be better. But that's a leader. As long as you do it with compassion and heart and strive that you want everybody to be better, not you want everybody to be better for your own game, but for the success of a whole. That's just leadership. That's all it is.
An area that Alabama's really struggled in the last 3 years, really. It started to really creep into the problem area under Coach Saban, where Alabama was in the hundreds in penalties and penalty yardage, an area that Alabama has really, really improved in. I'm going over to the SEC stat page. Alabama is number one in penalties as far as penalty yardage. They have through 6 games, 258 yards in penalties accumulated. Well, that's number one. Yeah, 32 penalties, so that puts them at number 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, number 4. So there's a couple teams. Georgia has 29, Missouri has 28, but Alabama at 32 penalties is the least penalized team by yardage in the SEC. Certainly seems like, maybe Coach DeBoer's too soft. He's not good. He's not coaching them hard. It certainly seems like some of those comments are losing some merit as the football team is. Yeah, you still have a couple errors to clean up, but it's not the detrimental penalties. It's your false start here. Okay, we can get over that. You're the least penalized team in the SEC so far.
Right. I mean, I think this team is being coached great. I'm tired of hearing people complain about the differences between him and Coach Saban and how he's not a fiery character and a jump all over people. I'm tired of the comparison. I mean, because what's the term? Comparison is a thief of joy.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if we're going to do that, we're never going to have a coach again that's going to please you or live up to your expectations. Get over yourself. I mean, he's a great coach. The staff is doing great things. Every week is different. Every week has challenges. Every game has challenges. I think they're doing a great job, and that is something that I have kept attention to is the lack of mental mishaps, miscues. They seem disciplined in not being penalized. I don't know. I mean, I think they're doing a great job. And I think it all boils down to, kind of what I mentioned last week and what I've been harping on since week 1 is maybe we needed it. Maybe we needed a wake-up call. I mean, there's going to be a line of demarcation, with great teams and great programs that, hey, you need to know that you can't just show up. You got to put in the work. You got to be disciplined. You got to have the mental factor first. And obviously the physical comes. You're God-gifted the physical abilities or you're not on this team. It's can you put it together and do things the right way? And they're starting to do things the right way. More and more, and they're becoming one of my favorite teams in the recent past, really.
Yes, I think that they are playing with character and really showing some of the grit that I think has really been the hallmark of the Alabama program over the last ever since I've been alive. So I really think that they are coming into their own. And this week is going to be another big week. So why don't we get into the Tennessee game? We're talking with Zach Guffey of Strength Roofing and Siding. You can call him today at 205-858-9050. When severe weather strikes your roof, your first line of defense. Storms with high winds, heavy rains, and hail can cause serious damage that isn't always visible from the ground. At Strength Roofing and Siding, we specialize in storm and hail damage, roof repair, and restoration across central Mississippi and Alabama, providing fast inspections, expert repairs, and insurance claims support to help you recover quickly and protect your home. A professional assessment from a trusted roofer is essential. That's Zach, with over 45 years of serving Alabama and Mississippi. Strength Roofing and Siding provides expert storm damage repair and replacement. Call Zach Guffey today at 205-858-9050. So, Zach, you are from Alabama. You don't have to say exactly where, but I want to know what you feel about the Tennessee game. I feel like there's a big debate whether it's Tennessee, Auburn, LSU, maybe even some Mississippi State. How do you feel about the Tennessee game? And maybe we'll start thinking about some of your better memories or your more fun memories against the Tennessee Vols.
Sure, and I'll echo what I believe you said yesterday is the Auburn rivalry is in us, right? And we're inundated by it. But people in your everyday life, people that you love are Auburn fans. So, it's a rivalry, but I think there's more vitriol towards Tennessee. I remember, so third Saturday in October, right around my birthday. So my birthday is this Saturday on the 18th, and every year is around the Tennessee game. And I just remember it'll be ingrained in my memory forever. We were in Gatlinburg one October, and we're walking the strip after an Alabama-Tennessee game, and there's that hotel right in the middle of Gatlinburg Strip where the roof overhangs the walkway, and it's just covered in orange. And they're yelling at us, screaming at us, and I'm a kid, and I don't understand it. And my mom and dad's super conservative, and my dad don't really care about football or anything like that, but my mom loves it. And from that day forward, she's ingrained in me that we can't stand Tennessee, and my father-in-law lives in Tennessee, super Bama fan, lives in Tennessee. So he's surrounded by it. And so I feel like there's more negative feelings towards Tennessee. And, but I mean, it's, because I grew up in North Alabama, so close to the line. So you'd get a little bit,
Yeah.
you get a little bit of Tennessee fans, but you're a Chattanooga guy, right?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, we were vacationing in Gatlinburg, and if it was the fall, man, you see that orange everywhere, and it becomes a little bit of disdain for you, more so even than Auburn. I think you said yesterday, was that you?
Yeah, I losing to Auburn stinks, but oh man, losing to Tennessee just makes my stomach and ugh.
But positively, man, it's great, and I'm glad. Obviously, we kept them in our rivalry schedule. Third Saturday in October. Like I said, it's always around my birthday, so it's always a fun time of year. The weather's changing. It feels like football. Like Tennessee, Alabama just feels like football. And
Absolutely.
I've had some great memories. I don't mean to take your transition, but
No, please do.
I came to Tuscaloosa in 2002, and that's one thing that I obviously want to communicate as the sponsorship portion of it with Strength Roofing and Siding is I'm in Tuscaloosa since 2002, so I'm a local roofer. For anybody in this area, Tuscaloosa, surrounding towns, counties, Birmingham. And I've been here since 2002 when I came to college, and I've stayed. So I've lived here longer than my hometown. So this is home. And when I came to school, we just come off Phil Fulmer and all that, all that stretch. And then towards the end of my college years, so we had Shula most of it, but towards the end of my college years, Saban came in, and obviously we won't talk about 2007, but going forward, that rivalry, I was in the stadium for some massive moments, and I have the Daniel Moore prints in my hallway to prove it. Rocky Stop, and I was at. I'll put it this way, Joe. I was at the national championship game, 2nd and 26, Tua's throw, right? Chaos. I think there was more surprise in it than that, but I've never been part of a crazier reaction than Terrence Cody's block, Rocky block, in the greatest season of all time, 2009, right?
Yeah.
So I just remember the pandemonium in that stadium. There were people, and one of my friends was one of them. in the bleachers, ran down 2 rows of bleachers, ran up, just people just going crazy. And I'll never forget that moment. So yeah, been some great moments against Tennessee. So
I love it. That was the year that I had moved home because I didn't do my schooling very well as a freshman, and I nearly stomped a hole in my father's hardwood floor because I was just so excited. And he, calm down. And I said, and obviously he was right. He was right.
yeah,
but that place just absolutely fell apart, and so. You get the Derrick Henry, final run kind of to seal that game in 2015. And you said we'll skip 2007, but Coach Saban won in '07.
yeah.
DJ Hall sets an Alabama single game record for receptions in a game, and obviously DJ Hall has a fun story all in and of itself. But you just to me, exactly like you said with the Auburn faithful, when they lose, I'll laugh and I'll go, nah. But we go to church with Auburn fans. We see them when we work with them, and you're doing great roofs for Auburn fans as well, and you're doing tip top work with them. And it's just like, okay, it's okay if you win sometimes because it doesn't affect us that much. When it starts to affect us, I'll be okay. We need them to lose. This past week when they were playing Georgia, I was like, man, whoever wins, whoever loses, it'll be funny either way, whatever. But with Tennessee, it don't matter who they play. I want them to lose to, Timbuktu University or whoever, really. And so I really feel that way, and I'm excited about this week's game. I think that Ty Simpson is going to have a massive game. Have you had a chance to see Tennessee this year?
A little bit. I was watching the Mississippi State game. That was leading into the Georgia game, right?
Yes, sir.
I was paying attention to that one probably more so than any of them. I am aware of what they've done. I mean, good for you. You beat UAB. So if that's the only team from Alabama you beat this year, then even better. Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched them a ton enough to analyze them.
Sure.
I kind of know their identity. Obviously, they're fast paced. They're getting the ball out. So I'm interested to see how we approach that. As far as getting the ball out quickly, we're not going to be getting a lot of pressures. So probably getting into more of a zone, or even if we man up, we're going to have an extra DB, and probably not putting as much emphasis on getting to the quarterback. Probably not a lot of blitzing going on, if I had to guess. But they've got talented receivers. He's efficient. Aguilar is efficient with his passing. I'm not, and maybe you can school me on this. How is their rush and their I know the pass pro is pretty good, but that comes with getting the ball out quickly. They're low in sacks allowed.
Yes, exactly.
How is their rush attack?
They're third in the SEC in rushing at 210 yards, and that puts them at, I had it earlier, that puts them just right in the 20s nationally. So they're right there just ahead of Vanderbilt. We've already played Florida State. We've already played Missouri, who are better rushing offenses. I do think their offense has some ways to get after the Alabama defense. But I think that Ty Simpson offensively and the Alabama offense has a real opportunity to just go ballistic, because Tennessee, they play with lighter boxes, and their defensive backs have played to your first first little comments about backing off. They've played off coverage a lot because, and I wonder if it's because we just are worried about big plays over the top, and you look at their pass defense, they're last in the SEC in pass defense for as far as yards go. They are first as far as sacks go, so they're getting a lot of pressure, but they're calling a lot of stunts and blitzes that I think the Alabama offense is going to be able to pick up, going to communicate well and pick up. I wonder if Ty Simpson ripping their ass is like, hey, you better be on your game when blitzes and stunts come, know who you're blocking, because I think there's real opportunities for Ty Simpson to get after him in the pass game. You'll get Ryan back healthy this week. You got Isaiah and Jeremy, who have been really outstanding over the last couple of weeks. Ideally, you're going to get some other wide receivers kind of into the Lazia Brooks is going to be right there as well. So the Alabama wide receiver core is just really, really tough to defend, especially if you already have a poor secondary. And so I think that Ty Simpson has a huge game. So let me throw some of these stat lines at you. These are all the quarterbacks that have played against Tennessee. And you start thinking about, what are we going to do? I want to predict Ty Simpson's stat line. So here we go. Against Syracuse, they played Steve Angeli. He went 23 of 40, 274 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Okay. ETSU played 3 different quarterbacks. They combined to go 19 of 31, 167, and 1 touchdown. No interceptions. Georgia's Gunnar Stockton went 23 of 31. 304 yards and 2 touchdowns. Obviously, the big touchdown pass to tie the game late on 4th down kind of stands out. But 304 yards and 2 touchdowns for Gunnar Stockton. UAB, we know how much trouble they're in. They just fired their coach. But Jalen Kitna, listen, went 38 of 51 for 364 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. 364 yards for daggum UAB. Now, Blake Shapen at Mississippi State, not as good. 18 of 29 for 175 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Taylon Green of Arkansas last week, Taylon Green, 21 of 31, 256 yards and 2 touchdowns. So that's 274, 167, 304, 364, 175, and 256. Surely Ty Simpson is a better quarterback than all 6 of these jokers.
Correct. But it's it all depends on how the game goes.
Sure.
Right? We could get up big early, go to the run, control the clock, have a bunch of rushing yards. Ty only throws for 175 yards because he got 175 yards in the first quarter. You know what I mean? And then the game just kind of shifts into more of a control, just get the game over with mode. But, I mean, should he be better than all these? Yeah, it depends on what the scenario is. Ryan Williams commands so much attention, you forget that there's a couple of guys out there that quite possibly might be just as good. Jeremy Bernard, first couple of games of the season, I was like, he's probably going to win the dang Blitnikov. Is Blitnikov, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and but then you got the emergence of, Horton is reliable. I don't think we use Horton enough. Lottie Brooks is one of my favorites to watch, and I think we don't talk enough about Josh Cuevas.
Oh gosh, yes.
He is consistent as consistent can be. He is a safety valve, and at times he's a number 1 for Ty because we know that he's going to be there, right? So the fact that at any given time you've got 4 or 5 capable targets on a play with 2 to 3 people looking at Ryan Williams, I agree. The stage is set for Ty to have a huge game, and his dad's a coach in Tennessee. He's a coach's kid. He's got on his offensive line, so they're going to be stepping up, giving him time. He has an opportunity to have a monumental day. But like I said, if we go up 2 or 3 scores and it's the second quarter, well, our game plan shifts immensely, and he's probably not going to be throwing the ball as much, especially not like downfield big plays or things like that. So, it's hard to predict. Is he going to be 38 of 51 for 364 like UAB? No, because I don't think we're going to be in a position to have to do that.
Sure. I think there will be opportunities to kind of grind the game out if Alabama can take a lead. Ty Simpson this year has thrown 254, 226, 382, 276, 340, and last week 200 right on the nose. Thrown multiple touchdowns in every game this year with the 1 interception against the Vanderbilt Commodores. So, Zach Guffey, what are we thinking here? 315, 3 touchdowns for Ty Simpson? That's kind of where I'm feeling like landing here.
I wrote, and you can't see it because of my
Oh, there you go. Yep.
All right, 28 for 33 for 323 and 3 touchdowns.
Okay, I like it. I like it. And Ty Simpson puts himself in the annals of Alabama quarterbacks. I mean, he already is, but in the Tennessee rivalry, if he goes for 336 and 3 touchdowns, absolutely.
Here's a hot take.
Please.
We see more than one quarterback.
Oh, we're gonna see a little Austin Mack, Hugh and Russell because the blowout.
Yes, not by design, not because we're trying to do something tricky. No, because this game's going to be over early.
I'm kind of wondering that way as well because I think you get a couple of stops. I don't think that Tennessee is going to be able to stop you offensively, and so I think the game could stack up on Tennessee fairly easily. Honestly, I look at Tennessee's competition; they haven't really. I mean, Georgia, obviously, great competition. Give them credit for that. But you had a 21-7 lead on Georgia and ended up losing in overtime because Georgia just dug their way back in. Arkansas was hanging in there with you, but you needed 3 turnovers to beat Arkansas this past week. Arkansas gave the game away, really. I'm really, not going to say I'm not concerned about this week, but I think that more than likely Alabama leans towards a bigger win than it is a nail biter. Obviously, it could be a nail biter. We're not a crystal ball here, but just looking at just kind of these factors, I think it could more than likely be a bigger win for Alabama. And shoot, I'd love to see a little Austin Mack.
Yep. You cannot underplay the juice that'll be in the stadium.
Coach DeBoer asked for juice on Monday, and you've been in the stadium many times. And maybe you could speak to this because on Monday Theo said, "Oh man, the Alabama faithful isn't as loud as these other road games that I've been, but they will be this week." Correct.
Correct. I mean, and to Theo's point, I understand. I get it. I see it. But you look at things, and there's a lot of factors. I mean, it boils down to stadium size and how close the fans are to the field and how vertical the stands are and how the sound travels. But also it gets back to the majority, well, not the majority, but the sample size of Alabama fans that we've been here before. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we'll clap, we'll do good, but we're not going to be a rabid fan base. I wish that wasn't the case because you're there on Saturday, you pay money to go to the game, like let loose, like have some fun, right? But we do have a very conservative approach to our fandom and our reactions to the game sometimes because we're waiting for the game as a whole, right? We're kind of seeing it big picture. But yeah, I do think we have a tendency as a fan base in the stadium to not be as ravenous as some of these people that are juiced to play against Alabama, right? Oh crap, you got Alabama coming in here. We gotta really bring it. Versus we are Alabama. This is every Saturday for us. You know what I mean?
yeah.
This is Tuesday morning at work. What do we got to do? Let's get our game plan going. Let's figure out what the rest of our day is. So I do agree with Theo. It's going to happen. I mean, we're not Texas A&M. Their stadium. We're not some of these road teams that have Alabama coming in that they're just going to be super pumped. But there's always a couple of times a year where we do bring a little extra juice. And I think the team progressing the way they have and having the success that they've had and the kind of turnaround and coming together and what we think the team can be has people excited. I think DeBoer flat out asking for it goes into it. Obviously the rivalry factor. And then like you said yesterday, I mean, it's a night game and it's different in there. It really is. And whether you got all day at the tailgate at Galette's drinking Yellowhammers or, tailgating on the quad or whatever it is, people are going to be primed. And it's going to allow some people to get a little out of their comfort zone when it comes to being boisterous. But yeah, night game, get the lights going. Let us have some success early. It could be a fun environment.
It absolutely will be a fun environment. What's not often fun is problems with your roof. So you need to make sure you call Zach Guffey today at 205-858-9050. When severe weather strikes, your roof is your home's first line of defense. They're backed by 45 years of expertise, tens of thousands of roof installs, and over 400 five-star customer reviews. Strength Roofing and Siding offers their customers the highest quality material, fast install times, and the market-leading extended warranties. Our Tuscaloosa local roofing experts, that's Zach Guffey, provide expert residential roof replacements and a comprehensive repair service for homeowners across all the greater Tuscaloosa area. You can call Zach Guffey today at 205-858-9050, and you don't have to be in Tuscaloosa. He'll drive all across the state of Alabama. Every time I see him, he's in a different location and talking about, I was just over here, I was just over there. So if you're in the Alabama area and Mississippi, call Zach today at 205-858-9050. That's Strength Roofing and Siding. Now, Zach, are you looking for tickets? Are you looking for personal tickets or someone else? I don't mean to air your business out, but if someone has tickets, or maybe your need is satisfied by now. I saw you post about tickets. What's your status of tickets, or maybe your friends' tickets?
Yeah, no, it's for me. We have season tickets, but we have just our situations. We have a set of 6 in a good spot, and there might have been a little panic fire sale towards the beginning of the year. They're not technically mine, but so long story short, and with my often different pregame schedule, if I'm having to play music or something like that, it's always kind of a week by week basis if I'm going to get to go.
Sure.
But this week sets up that with it being a night game, and what I've got early is all I've got before the game, and we'll be able to playing right outside the stadium, so we'll be able to unplug and just walk right in. So we're going to be attending this one. So we were just playing it on a week by week basis this year.
So you are satisfied, because I was going to solicit for all our listeners if they have
not yet,
all
but I'm kind of a maniac too. Like it's I have no problem. I'll even go to away games without tickets. I'll wait till 2 hours before the game. I'll just be looking the day before, but I'll also be looking the morning of. Somebody's going to panic. Like, oh crap, somebody didn't make it, or somebody got too loose at the tailgate and they're not going to make it in the game. I got to get rid of these 2 tickets. I'll sell them for $50 a piece. You know what I mean? I just got to get rid of them, and it'll happen. I'll probably wind up with pretty good seats for a favorable price. So
there you go. If you want to give Zach that favorable price, you can connect with me or find him online. You can find him really anywhere. Call him at Strength Roofing. Ask for his number when you call Strength Roofing and Siding, 205-858-9050. If you got tickets you want to offload Zach Guffey, because we want to make sure he's in the stadium this week. You mentioned playing. Many people may or may not know prominent artists around Tuscaloosa, musical artists, obviously leading church worship right there at St. Mark Church. Where are you going to be playing this week? You going to be entertaining the folks before the game?
Busy week this week. Thursday night I'll be at Hotel Alamite downstairs in the Forte restaurant from 6 to 9 on Thursday. Friday night late we'll be at the booth, and then we have a fraternity before the game right outside the stadium, right there at the Phi Gam house. So right there in the front yard, people walking by will be right there in front of the Walk of Champions. So they'll be hearing us. We'll be annoying them while they're trying to wait for the team buses to come in.
No, not annoying at all. You'll be able to celebrate with Zach the great third Saturday in October right outside the Phi Gam house on the front lawn. So make sure you look for him and say hello and get his card and schedule him to come out to look at your roof to make sure that you're ready for the winter season. Zach, I want to finish with one more topic here, and it's mock draft, because we love the NFL around here, and starting to get some buzz as far as mock draft goes. Mr. Mel Kiper Jr., Mr. Shadir Sanders lover, put out his latest basically his big board for the upcoming season. And he's got Ty Simpson at 16 overall, Caden Proctor at 25 overall, He rates Bray Hubbard his number 2 safety, LT Overton his number 4 defensive end, Justin Jefferson his number 6 off-ball linebacker, Jeremy Bernard the 7th wide receiver, Tim Keenan the 7th defensive tackle, and Parker Brailsford the 9th overall interior offensive lineman. So some interesting ratings by Mel Kiper Jr. One more little comment, and we'll get your take on it. Jordan Reed puts out a brand new mock draft today where he has LT Overton going to the Detroit Lions at 20. He has Caden Proctor going to the San Francisco 49ers at 26. And he has Ty Simpson going to the Pittsburgh Steelers at number 30 overall. How would you feel about Ty Simpson replacing Aaron Rodgers right there in Pittsburgh? They've been in quarterback purgatory for a while.
Sure. Yeah, it's been a revolving door. I do love Mike Tomlin. I think he's a great coach, great leader. Ty Simpson's not going 30.
No.
He keeps doing what he's doing. And he's gonna creep up, and somebody's gonna take him. Somebody's gonna have a need, and it's gonna be, if he keeps doing what he's doing, he's gonna be looked at as a potential future leader, efficient. I don't think he lasts till 30. So, but if he wound up with the Steelers, there's much worse situations to be in. He could be on the Browns.
Yeah, that's my big concern for him is he playing so well that the Jets will take him in the top 3 or the Browns will take him in the top 5? Like, obviously I want Ty to be drafted very highly and make himself a lot of money, but the situation is much more important. Oftentimes, maybe a team in the top 5 will be flirting with the Steelers and say, you got to trade up for Ty Simpson or we're going to take him right here, right now. Fernando Mendoza still kind of seems like the overall quarterback 1, and Dante Moore from Oregon as well is getting a lot of love. But Ty's going to be right there in that top 8 range, in my opinion.
I think so too. It's you never can tell. It's fun to look at, but it's kind of the same way I feel about rankings. I don't care what we're ranked till the day after the SEC championship. I do get caught up in mock drafts and things like that to kind of see where our boys are going to go. But do you feel like Caden Proctor's kind of low? Do you not feel like he'll be up there a little bit higher? Just obviously being a coveted position.
If he continues to play this way, then I do think he will. I think the Florida State week really, really hurt him. And really, even the Wisconsin game, he was fine, but he wasn't. He had a weight issue coming into the season, and I think he still probably could use another 20 pounds, losing another 20 pounds. That Florida State game, I do think hurt him. But as he has continued, really since the Georgia game, Georgia, Vanderbilt, Missouri, he started to play better and better and better. Now he got beat kind of a little bit against Missouri. I think if he will control his weight issue, he will see his stock go up, up, and up. And what I really think for Caden Proctor is he's going to get to the end of the year and his agent is going to say, hey, you're 355. We need you to be at 335 by the combine. And if he does do that, then yes, I think you will see him continue to climb.
I think what will happen is, and this may be a completely wrong take, but there's so much attention on him with like getting the ball and things like that.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be eyes on him. And I'm not saying that his offensive use is going to help him in his draft stock, but I think he's going to be a notable name.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the lines, they're going to be like left tackle, be like this guy or this guy. We're like, well, we know we heard a lot about Caden Proctor. Let's go with him. So I don't know if it's just his notoriety is going to help him get more attention, and perhaps if he plays well, because people are looking at him and things like that. If he continues to play well, and like you said, show that he can handle any adjustments he needs to make as far as his weight or things like that. I just think there's going to be eyes on him.
Yeah, and he's been a huge name really for the last 3 years. He was highly rated out of high school. I think just continue to play well the rest of the year. The first couple of weeks, okay, we'll give you a little grace because you had a little weight issue, your off-season surgery, you couldn't be quite right. easing into the year, keep playing well, keep playing upward trajectory, and he will see his stock continue to rise. So I'm looking forward to it. But you're right, exactly right. In that mock drafts right now are silly to a large degree, but I just enjoy them because usually at this point for my NFL franchise, it's the season's over. Who are we going to draft? We're not quite there yet with the Bears, but I guess that could be 2 weeks away at any point. So we'll see.
Bear down.
That's right. Zach, why don't you tell the people one more time in your own words about Strength Roofing and Siding, where they can find you and what you want to, how they can get in contact with you, what you do over there, because everybody needs to have security in their roof and in their home.
Yeah, just want to reiterate that I'm a local guy. That my goal is to come in and help you solve a problem that you currently have, or possibly find one that you don't know that you have. Right. Just want to make sure that I'm there to help guide people through the steps of the process. Whether it's an insurance claim, which we do, but we're not chasing claims. That's not the basis of our company. We're not out there trying to chase claims. We certainly are skilled and ready to do that if that's the case. But also, leak repairs. Just inspections as far as age and deterioration on older roofs, just to kind of, preventative maintenance, anything like that. But just, we just want to help you identify what's going on. See, like, hey, I'll even tell you, hey, your roof's healthy. You're good to go. Right. You've got plenty of time. We rely a lot on real estate agents as far as referral partners for, if a roof comes up in an inspection report, or if it hasn't been inspected and the homeowner or the potential buyer wants to know about the roof, we'll go and check that out for them as well and kind of give them a roof report and a projected life and things like that. So just want to know that, obviously I would love to sell you a new roof, but I'm not going to unless it's necessary. Right. And we know that people aren't going to be up on the roofs looking at it probably ever. Not even hanging Christmas lights. You're worried about falling off the ladder or getting the lights just right. You're not even looking at the condition of your roof, right? So that it's one of those things like we don't know it's a problem till it's a real problem. And that's kind of where we want to come in and walk alongside of homeowners or business owners to let them know, like, hey, here's what's going on, here's what to expect, and here's what we can do to get you right for long-term, give you peace of mind, to protect, everything that you've collected over the years, personal belongings, and just, obviously your health and things, because you don't want to wake up and have water dripping on your head. So, we just want to emphasize that we're local. We're not out there just chasing claims. We're not, hey, I'm not door knocking every day saying, hey, I know I'm unsolicited, but I'm not out here just trying to get people to file claims in their home. Right. But we want to be an advocate and a supporter and walk alongside of people and just help them, with their peace of mind long term. Right. So we're local. I'm local. I've been here since 2002, and I'll be here for a really long time. So if you want to reach out, I'd love to look at it, whether you think you got a problem or you just, hey, I don't know what's going on. I'll gladly look at it free of charge.
Absolutely. Call Zach today at Strength Roofing and Siding at 205-858-9050 to have him come out and check out your roof at your home today. Zach, I hope you have a great weekend, man. You want to leave us with a prediction on the Tennessee game? You already said we're going to see multiple quarterbacks, big score, roll tide.
44-17.
Oh, I love it. 44-17 for Zach Guffey, Strength Roofing and Siding. You can see him on the front lawn this coming week right there in front of the stadium, and you can see him on your roof at 205-858-9050. Zach, thanks so much for your time, man. Let's get out of here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for us right here on the Joe Gaither Show today. We appreciate Zach so much. We appreciate Strength Roofing and Siding for being a part of the program. You can always find the show on YouTube, on the Bama Central Facebook page. Make sure you subscribe to the Bama Central YouTube channel. You can see all of the player interviews that we did yesterday with Caden Proctor, with Ty Simpson. We had Yanzi Pierre as well. Jeremy Bernard spoke to the media as well. So lots of great content on the Bama Central YouTube channel. You can always subscribe subscribe, rate, and review the program on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon. We'll talk to you tomorrow. We'll have Theo Fernandez join us tomorrow. I'm talking to Tennessee writer Caleb Sisk from the NSI Network tomorrow afternoon. We'll play that on Friday, and we'll have a great Football Friday. 2 more great shows to go as we get ready for the third Saturday in October.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.